There he is! There's my favorite white boy!
What is up, everyone? It's been a good minute, but I'm back, and we're about to open up this Eldrazi Incursion Commander deck. It's been too long, man. I appreciate everyone sticking around. I haven't lost any subs, but life's been real hectic. I've been working so much on everything, doing my fitness channel. Everything has just been nuts, but I couldn't skimp out on Eldrazi. Eldrazi are my favorite creature type in all of Magic. I love everything about them. Yeah, everything about them is cool. So the way they took this direction, and they did really well on the commander for this deck. I will say that much. I also have schizophrenic luck ideas with my sample collector pack in here. I don't give a shit about the box, me personally. Oh no, I didn't want to rip that one. God damn, this thing is like 4 knocks, man. Open up. I have schizophrenic pack luck opening, so I feel like I'm gonna get a serial numbered Eldrazi. What the heck? Were these in the Fallout one? Oh, that's pretty neat. It's even. What is this? Is this the deck box? It feels so small. Oh, it's like sideways type shit. Sideways type beat. Oh, you get your. It's not Ulalek themed? All the Fallout decks were Fallout. That's batshit. Wizards, you cucks. Bro, cucks. I also have no idea, and you get your little poster that's folded to shit, so it's worthless. I have no idea what's in this deck. We're about to find out all together, all at once, you and me, intimately. But we're going to start with the collector pack, just because I know I'm going to open dog shit, but we at least don't know what's in here. An uncommon and a rare. Oh shit, I wasn't even. An uncommon and a rare I haven't seen until now. I'm not the best with keeping up at spoilers, but I know uncommon in this rare are probably not worth shit. But that's okay, because I bought the deck, I didn't buy the collector pack. Oh my god, he's so cool. Ulalek, I never thought the day would come for this. Fused Atrocity. I know Modern Horizons 3 doesn't necessarily have any lore, but I wonder why they're fused. Like, have they always been able to do that? I feel like they would have if they could. But here we go. So we're just gonna go through this deck list, talk about the product, sort of just let my mind flow while I look at this deck. So we got our staple commander I want to build, the alternate commander. An experience counter commander. And Wooburg still, obviously. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of experience counters you have. Scions and Spawn you control gain Indestructible Annihilator 1 until end of turn. So it's only Scions and Spawn. Whenever it dies or another colorless creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. So it has to die. Which I guess is easy to do with Spawn. You sacrifice it, they die. Oh wow, card draw, Engine and Simic. That doesn't have enough of those. Herald's Horn, this used to be a really expensive card back in the day. Now it's well, it's in the commander deck, but is it uncommon in like the base set? This is a lot to hold. I'm gonna get rid of these tokens. Oh, you get your coffee table. Yeah, we get the basics out. Make this a little easier to hold. No Diddy. We got Herald's Horn, Overflowing Chalice, really great way, very versatile card. I think it's slept on in Commander in general, but I get why it gets thrown out the window when your deck gets to a certain power level. Whenever you cast, does Ulalek actually have Devoid? Ulalek does have Devoid, so whenever you cast a colorless spell, you get a Scion. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, so it's not bad. Oh, it's another Simic. What are you trying to say, Wizards? Or Eldrazi just Simic cards in disguise. Whenever you cast a spell, if it's kicked with green... Oh. Exile, not even destroy. Return target... Oh, so it's bounce. It's creature, though. Not permanent. Usually that rate is permanent. But it's a wizard, too. That's kind of crazy. A Crypt Swap. Kindred instant. Ugh. Very, not a bad card. I mean, Swords Plowshares, but like this is like casual Swords Plowshares. Because I mean, it's just 1/1. Whenever you cast a spell, Titan's Vanguard. Whenever you cast a spell, and whenever Titan Vanguard's attacks, put one on each colorless. So yeah, this is pretty much, this is very much just a, well, you get some mana ramp. You actually don't really see that too much in Commander decks, pre-cons. Spawning Bed. Just some more utility in the land base. Ulamog's Nullifier. Enters the battlefield, you may put 2 cards from your opponent's own from exile into their graveyards. You do. So this has traces of, was it Ingest? What was the, there's an Eldrazi mechanic that would exile a top card of their library. I think it was Ingest. Anyway, very cool. Very cool. Oh yeah, I was actually looking at this cycle. These aren't bad cards. Especially if they're just in the Commander deck. These are not bad cards. So they're pretty much just like better Evolving Wilds. Just Evolving Wilds Power Crept. Destroy target non-basic land. Activate all of it's going to 4 more lands. So interesting. Land destruction in Commander Precon. Your obligatory Reliquary Tower, where the text on it will never matter. Reliquary Tower is the most overrated Commander card in general. Oh, I've never seen this card before. Artisan of Kozilek, just more uncommon good stuff. Opal Palace. I'm trying to get through here, talk about more of the new cards. Ulamog's Dreadshire. Impeccable card. The art on this is so good. The effect is really makes it, you know, it's definitely a card for Commander. With the games lasting longer, I can play to copy this to get 2 10/10s every turn. It has Vigilance, it can swing. Vigilance usually isn't good on, or as good as Trample on creatures of this magnitude. However, having Vigilance and a tap ability makes it probably better. Oh, this is a lot of text. And a Eldrazi Serpent. Man, that thing looks scary. When you cast a spell for each opponent, choose a creature that player controls. Create a token that's a copy of one of those creatures, except its power is equal to the total power of those creatures. Its toughness is equal to the total toughness of those creatures, and it's a colorless Eldrazi creature. God damn, what? Whenever you cast a spell for each opponent, choose a creature that player controls. Create a token that's a copy of one of those creatures. What? This card is nuts. You just get to copy someone's commander, and then it's big as fuck. And then you get a 7/8. Granted, you know, 7/8 in Commander, there's 120 life to kill. I mean, still. Man. Target creature you control gains protection from each color until end of turn. Overload 4. Still doesn't protect you from board wipes, unfortunately, the way protection is written. If you're a newer player, Damnation, this will still die to Damnation. Farewell. Because Farewell, I think the justification of it is like protection. It can't be targeted, damaged, or destroyed. Perhaps, I think is what protection exactly is. Or not destroyed, but... So since Damnation just says destroy all creatures, it just does that. Nothing about protection will stop it from being destroyed. So I think this card's very overrated. Even in an Eldrazi deck, it's nice. The overload usually won't matter at all. It probably only matters against Blasphemous Act, exactly. That doesn't save you from Toxic Deluge. Any board wipe, really, that's not damage-based. And no real damage-based board wipe is going to take out Eldrazi, really. I mean, except Blasphemous Act for sure, but are you going to just play anti-Blasphemous Act? You're playing Wooburg. Just play Blue Elemental Blast if your play group plays Color Hate. Mine doesn't. I think it's kind of lame. I'm glad they think so too. But, it just sort of... You're only paying 1 mana. Overload on it, really... You might be able to do combat tricks. I'm forgetting this is like a pre-con for lower... Now I wouldn't say skilled, but technically, yes. Lower skilled players, it's a pre-constructed deck, so... Combat tricks are combat tricks. Selective Obliteration. Choose a color, then exile each permanent unless it's colorless or it's the only color its controller chooses. Not the best card ever. Angelic Aberration. Sacrifice any number of creatures with base power toughness 1 or less. Create that many 4/4. So it turns all your scions into 4/4 angels. I want to see the token actually for that. I want to see the token for that. I bet that an Eldrazi angel. I bet that thing looks sick. It's the back. Scions, shapeshifters. Holy hell, I was right. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. That's a beautiful token. It just seems like eh. Just seems like eh to me. Just seems like eh. The mind render. Deals combat damage to a player. That player exiles cards from the top of their library. Unless they exile a non-land card, you may cast that card by paying life. Oh, that's pretty good. As Menace, it's somewhat hard to block. Not really on turn 5, because you'd have to cast it and then wait a turn, but maybe. This card is actually really cool. Hideous Taskmaster, really good when you copy it. Of course, most things are. When you cast the spell, for each opponent gain control of up to one target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures. They gain Trample, Haste, and Annihilator 1 until end of turn. So, you get to copy this. That's really flippin' good. Attacking someone, getting control of their shit, doing some damage to them, making them sacrifice 2 permanents. The Trample is probably the least important keyword on this, because usually their stuff isn't going to be as big as yours. But if it is, it's Trample. Twins of Discord. Whenever you attack, choose odd or even. I like how colorless has this like odd or even kind of thing. Eldrazi specifically, mostly. Creatures with mana value, the quality can't block this turn. Each other creature you control has Bloodthirst 2. I actually don't know what Bloodthirst is. I have to find that out. So please forgive me. I don't know if that's good. I'm sure it's a positive thing, but I don't know actually what it is. When you cast this spell, remove all counters from... Death Touch. Oh. I mean, that's not bad. Because if it has 2 counters, it costs 1 for 1/3. This is mediocre. Just counterattack. Oh, Eldrazi Confluence. I love that. The colorless. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Target creature gets a fucking 3 attack and -3. Exile target non-land permanent. Then return it to... So bounce something. And create a Scion. Instant. Not a bad card. An instant and colorless. Spawn Bed Protector. This man stopped spawn camping, bro. He's the GOAT. At the beginning of your end step, return to 1 Eldrazi creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Create 2 Scions. Oh, wow. So just a value engine. That'd be really good with my boy Hideous Taskmaster. Get that wombo combo going. Pretty nice. Chittering Dispatcher. It's battlefield, so when it dies, you create some 0/1s. Myriad. That's pretty cool. So when you could actually, if you had a sacrifice outlet, which is where, like this deck, you need a flash enabler to make this deck really good. You need something to give your Eldrazi flash. There's the Skittering Cicada that came out in the last Eldrazi precon. There is a Vidalcan Orrery. There's Leyline of Anticipation you get to play in this deck, and sometimes you get lucky, but you need instant speed Eldrazi. You have to do that to take full effect of your commander. Very important, because with Myriad, with Sacrifice Engine, you Myriad, you get 2 more of this, and then when you sacrifice it, you get 3. You get 3. You don't need to sacrifice it. You can sacrifice the other 2. It's just very good. And then if you have something like Ashnod's Altar, I think it is, you'll get 4 colorless, and your Eldrazi have flash. So you can cast, speaking of 4 colorless, you can cast Inversion Behemoth. At the beginning of combat on your turn, shows the power and toughness. Ugin the Ineffable, fucking awesome card in this deck. Eldrazi Conscription. Man, that's crazy. Cascading Cataracts, Indestructible. At 5 minutes of color fixing and indestructible colorless land. I mean, it's just a colorless land. Can't hate on color fixing, even though you lose a mana in the process. Maybe having your colors is that important. Eldrazi Monument, we know. Sire's old news. Shrine is old news. I don't know if this is old news, but just generic draw cards, blue card. Enter the battlefield to create 2 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion. Sacrifices on tap target creature. Just kind of mid. Not really anything to talk about there. Return of the Wild. I think it's kind of funny how they have Return of the Wild Speaker. I feel like there's cards like this that are like better themed for the deck. I don't think there's any Eldrazi card that has this kind of effect. But it's just weird to have Return of the Wild Speaker. Why not like some of the other ones? They just seem like more green rather than more Garruk. And I guess we're on to the land base now. It wasn't a bad deck. Definitely lacking in some win condition departments if the game doesn't go on super long. That's definitely what you want this deck to do. But even if the game goes on super long, people are having counter magic, people are having board wipes, people are having all this crap, man. So you really gotta you need Ululek to stick to really have a chance of actually winning the game, I think, along with some key Eldrazi. Remove a charge counter from it at 1 mana of any color with a charge. Oh, and there's... this is actually a really good card in this deck. I don't know if this is new, but this is probably one of the better cards in the deck. Doesn't enter tapped, it creates colorless, so your deck uses colorless mana, but in a pinch, you can get the color you need. So, just ping land, ping land, ping land. Probably played a bunch. Oblivion Sour being in this section is weird to me. But Oblivion Sour is a really good card to copy with Ululek. You'll get 2 5/8s and ramp 2. You probably play all the ping lands, which makes sense because they make colors and colorless. Probably along with the filter lands. Could be a really good land base for this deck. So apparently there's more spells. So I can't count. I didn't care to count. It's funny Imprisoned in the Moon is in the Eldrazi precon, because being as though it happened to Emrakul rather than Emrakul doing it. Oh, ew. More fun in a precon. They wanted this card to tank, bro. What the fuck? Kozilek's Return. I remember when this card was expensive as shit. But yeah, you get it for free. So it's like this is worse than the Ugin version. Ugin's whatever the fuck, I think is the official Wizards of the Coast card name for it. But this will let you have a 5 damage board wipe when you cast a mana value 7 or greater Eldrazi. And since this is like instant and this happens while you do it, I'm pretty sure Ululek, you can copy it. Let me read Ululek. It's just all spells and abilities, right? Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you may pay blank. If you do, copy all other spells you control. Then copy all other activated and triggered spells you control. Yeah, so what you do is you cast World Breaker. Perfect timing, World Breaker. You cast World Breaker. You order the triggers as such, because this is when you cast an Eldrazi spell, when you cast an Eldrazi creature spell with a mana value 7 or greater. Since you control both of these, you order this one to trigger first, so it'll go on the stack first. Then you trigger Ululek's ability. That being said, Ululek will let you copy it. You can copy Kozilek's Return. It will kill the shit out of your Ululek, but it was going to do that anyway. So it's something you to consider. However, your commander will die, and so will everything else you control. But this deck will turn boys to men. If this is your first precon, I congratulate you, because this is probably genuinely one of the most difficult commanders to play effectively, and will teach you a lot about deck buildings and synergy. I'm telling you, man, you need to make sure your Eldrazi have flash. It is such a big deal that your Eldrazi have flash, because then you can multiply the stack. You are not just getting an additional, you are doubling double. You are doubling season and doubling seasoning with your commander. You need to understand the stack. This will turn you from a boy to a man if you are new to Magic. This commander is really difficult to play effectively. It looks simple at first. I'm just going to go through all the cards we know. Oh, that's cool. It's like another Eldrazi. It's kind of just for this deck. Cool nonetheless. Whenever a creature you control is counter, you play, you may draw a card. So, like a Thassa's Biden, but Vow Redeemer we know. Displacer's a good reprint. Mystic Forge. all his dust. This is what I mean is like Garruk's. This is like definitely a more green card, even though it references a not Eldrazi person. I feel like this is a more green card. Oh, damn! I'm just so enamored with this deck that I'm just gonna flip through it real quick until we get to something. But you need to, best card in the deck. You need to understand the stack and how to play the game to make this deck as powerful as you could. Even with like, not even like, obviously CEDH and blah, blah, blah. But you got to understand how to play. This deck looks very like surface level, which it is out the box. It really is surface level out the box. But when you even make like certain upgrades, especially Skittering Cicada or Vidalcan Orrery, you increase the skill ceiling of your deck infinitely, because once you have so much mana, you have more ramp in this deck. This deck doesn't have enough ramp in my opinion. Once you have the ramp and you have everything you need along with flash, man, you can play nasty turns. You can play some crazy fucking turns. It will be super hard to keep track of. I've been playing since 2016. I'm not a veteran by any means, but I take the game pretty seriously. Especially, it's like a subsection of Commander, I consider it, like how CEDH is a subsection of Commander. I play what I call casually competitive. And what makes it casually competitive is you play decks like this. I'm trying to make Ululek Fused Atrocity as powerful as it can be, while it's still being an Ululek Fused Atrocity deck. Like, as powerful as it can be. There's blue and black. Am I gonna play Demonic Thoracle? Absolutely fucking not. It's an Ululek deck. But I will make a powerful Ululek deck. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to make videos for people, and it's an honor and a privilege for you guys to watch it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope my commentary was not subpar. I am out of the swing of things. I'm going to get back into it. I'm sure every YouTuber says that all the time. But thank you so much for being here. I hope to be able to do this for y'all more. I hope my job continues to be fruitful and give me all the overtime I can work, and is able to pay my bills and give me disposable income for Magic, man. It really is my favorite thing in the world as far as objects go. Obviously, family and friends. But I've never had something that I loved as much as Magic, as far as just like a thing goes. Never. So I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to make these videos for y'all. Let's get to 1K so I can start making the money, and I can use the money to make more money with the channel. Start that cycle, man. I appreciate you more than you could know, random viewer at home. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good one.
Previous.